Hello guys, welcome back to the OVC YouTube channel. Today, Lenika is going to be telling us about her au pair experience in the Netherlands. She's from Stellenbosch, South Africa. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Great, thank you. So would you be able to tell us where you were au pairing in the Netherlands and a bit about your host family?
So I was au pairing in Amsterdam in the Netherlands.
Okay.
So it was like in the city, in the middle of everything, near Museum Plain. So it was really, I'm coming from Stellenbosch, which is like a small town. Going to the big city was really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And the people in Amsterdam, they really cycle fast. So if you cycle in the Netherlands and you cycle in Amsterdam, you kind of get used to that, like the pace and so on of the city. So
Okay.
and the family that I was that I was an au pair of are 3 boys.
Mm-hmm.
So twins. The twins were 6 years old, and the older brother, he's 8 years old.
Okay.
So busy boys, and I really enjoyed it. And so the family was also, they had a family dynamic where the dad would work away from home. So that's why they needed an au pair. So that's where I popped in.
That's cool. So what did your day-to-day routine look like within the host family?
So in the mornings, they would go to school a bit later than in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to school at like 8:30, which for me was something to get used to because I thought, well, it's really late. But the moment it's winter, you actually really enjoy that because it's still dark then.
Mm-hmm.
So I would wake up in the morning and get myself ready, and then the boys would already be awake. So then I would just like go upstairs and to see that they get dressed and so on, and just kind of tell them to get dressed.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would start playing or they would start doing something else, and then they get a bit distracted. So then I would just like, okay, come get ready, and then I would go down and set the table for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And they would also come back, like they would come down and they would come help. They were very they like to help and do things. So then we would have breakfast, and then I would take them to school. But in the mornings it's kind of like fast paced as well.
Okay.
So, then I would fetch them after school, and sometimes they would have like activities after school. But mostly like we would just go to the park and play. So we would have swimming lesson or like football or hockey, and I would just cycle them to the sports and then we would have like a fun day at the park. Or sometimes when it's raining, we would just be indoors, like do activities indoors. And in the evening, then I would cook again at like 5 o'clock or so. Then they were allowed to watch TV or play some games and so on. And so then I would cook, and then the mom would come home, and then we would all eat together. And then it's just like she takes care of the rest. She would put them to bed and so on. Yeah,
because then she takes over and you're off.
But like some days she also, like her schedule was also a bit flexible at times. So some days it would look a bit different, or some weeks would be a bit different. But you just talk to your host family and you just discuss that with them, and you kind of just fall in and go with it.
Okay. And you mentioned that you cycle the kids around a lot. So did you have a traditional Buckfeeds where the kids were in the bucket in the back, and that's how you would take them to and from their school and swimming lessons and things?
Yes, so we had a Buckfeeds, but luckily we had an electrical one, which is so that helps a lot. Mm-hmm. But at first, like, it's getting used to it. It's a bit odd because it it's this huge bucket, not a bucket, like what do you call it? Like a buck, like in front. So,
okay.
So you would like just cycle with it, but you get used to it quite quickly. Okay. So that was actually weird, like getting used to it, like adapting, like it's just like by the 3rd week I was like, oh, this is easy. Okay. But so getting used to that was at first a bit of a challenge, but once you're used to that, it's kind of fine. It's actually really nice. And the Buckfeeds, even like when it's raining a lot, because it rains a lot in the Netherlands, then you even have like a Buckfeeds umbrella type of that you put on it, so that the kids do not get wet, but you still get wet. So you have a rain jacket on and everything. And so that was really nice. And it's much easier just to take them with the Buckfeeds, because you just put them in and then you go. like sometimes they would go, like they want to go with their own bicycles, but that's a lot of hassle because you have to look everywhere and kind of constantly be, no, don't do that, don't do this, be in a line. So the Buckfeeds is easy. If you go au pair in the Netherlands, use the Buckfeeds.
And what was your reasoning for choosing OVC to do your au pair program?
Well, I heard a lot of good things about OVC. So that's why I decided to go with them. And we have OVC in Stellenbosch, like near the mall. So it's really accessible. And and I just found like the whole process very nice because like they worked one-on-one with me. So whenever I have a question, I can just like directly call them and be like, I'm worried about this, or like I'm struggling with this. And they were like with me the whole time. So I never had to doubt or had to worry or any, and like some of the things they just like would send me the police clearance and so on that I had to get. They would just send me, okay, go to these people. And then, so it was much more like, it was hassle free. So I didn't have to like kind of figure everything out on my own. I immediately knew who to approach, who to go to, what to do. And if I struggle with something, I can just call OVC. So that was really nice.
Yes.
And I actually heard about OVC, like kind of word of mouth.
Okay.
And and then I went online and then I Googled and
yes. You saw your research before.
Yeah.
And how did you feel with the support given on the program with our partners overseas with HBN and your area director and all of those extras that are put into place to help you?
I think it was really helpful. Even like going from being here in South Africa to there in the Netherlands, like, and to know that they have HBN is there. And even before I left, I already spoke to the people of HBN. So the moment I was there and I saw them in person, it kind of felt like I already know them because I've spoken to them online and we've like been in contact the whole time. And it wasn't like, okay, it's just me and then HBN or just me and OVC. So it was like all three of us together and the host family. So I think there was, you don't feel alone. There's like constantly people who support you, and even if you're like in the Netherlands and you don't really know if what the family expects of you is correct, or if they do something and you're not really sure if this is like what you should do or how you should react, you can like go to HBN or to OVC and they would advise you. So I think that was really helpful. And just the fact of like when flying from South Africa to the Netherlands, and I know, okay, when I land there, there's also going to be someone. So there's going to be an agency that's going to take care of me. I'm not just kind of like thrown into the deep end and now I have to swim. So that was really nice and really, and even like when I got there, they contacted me and they were like, did you arrive? Were you okay? Are you fine? How was the flight? So that was really nice. So I really enjoyed it, and and also just meeting the whole agency and all the other girls as well was really cool. Because you're just like, it's like a family, and all of you are kind of together. So that really helped a lot.
Okay. And while you were on your program, did you experience any homesickness or culture shock?
No, I don't know. Like that's actually like something that I thought about, and I was like, did I experience? I think I didn't experience like this huge culture shock of everything is completely different. Okay. But I think that is because like I can understand the language. Okay. So it's very similar to Afrikaans. So that was really easy. It was actually like weird for me that they speak so much Dutch. But like it sounds weird now, but so once I was there, I realized that I can really understand everything, and so it wasn't like this gigantic culture shock of everything is different and so, but it was more kind of you have to find your rhythm and like find things that you like there. And I think the main thing is to not compare it, like to not compare the Netherlands with South Africa the whole time. Okay. Because I think there's like they have good, like it's just don't compare it, just take the Netherlands as it is and enjoy that.
Enjoy your experience.
So but the culture was really interesting for me, and even like I'm Afrikaans, so just to see how the language works and how all of the history and so on that is actually part of our culture as well is a big part of theirs, and also like the differences. So that was really cool to see how everything kind of intertwines with one another.
Okay.
And yeah, but no, I really enjoyed it. And it's nice for me. And they have Sinterklaas, and they have a lot of different traditions and so on. So it was just so cool to realize, but there's other people who do things differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you said you obviously you experienced a lot of their food and different traditions. What was your favorite Dutch food that you got the chance to try?
Oh, my favorite Dutch food. There's actually quite a lot.
Okay.
But I enjoy the poffertjes.
Okay.
So that was nice. And also like during like when is it? Like a bit before Christmas, like in December, so it's like very cold there then. And then they would have oliebollen. So you would have the stalls like somewhere, but like randomly they just pop up. And there's this like oliebollen. It's almost like a vetkoek, but you get like one with raisins in, and then they would sprinkle a bit of like powdered sugar over it and so on, and it gives it like, and you can also smell it. I mean, like you can smell vetkoek as well. So everywhere you go during that time, it has like this oliebollen smell. So that was really nice. Like kind of a festive, warm vibe to it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really nice. I really enjoyed that. And what else is there?
So while you're on your program, did you get the chance to travel a lot within Netherlands and around Europe? And if so, what were some places you got the chance to see, and what was your favorite?
Oh yeah, I really enjoyed the traveling. And I went there, when was it? Like in February, the 9th of February, 2019. Yeah, I was like, wait, what year is it now? So I went the 9th of February 2019, and so I was there for a week, and then I went with the host family to Switzerland, which was it's really beautiful. And there's like, I've seen snow in South Africa before, but like that amount of snow was really insane. So it was really beautiful, and it's really like really picturesque. And so it's completely like, when you try to explain it to someone, you can't really explain it, because it's kind of like they have to go there and be there to experience it. So I went with the family to Switzerland, and then we went again in the summer. So it was really beautiful to see it both in summer and winter. And like it's such a blessing. And I also went to Ireland, and so I traveled there. I was there for I think about 10 days or so, and it was so cool. I actually met 2 other girls from South Africa also on the trip.
Awesome.
So I was there, and then we got off the bus, because I did like a paddy wagon tour, and then we got off the bus, and then I heard them speaking Afrikaans. And it was so funny, and I just started speaking to them, and the one said, "We've been gossiping about everyone the whole time, and we didn't know like someone would understand us." And then I thought, no, I know what you guys are saying. So, and we're actually good friends till this day. So that's really cool. Like South Africans are everywhere.
Yeah,
they are really, because I went to Italy as well. And I also met saw South Africans there, and we also spoke. It was everywhere. So I went to Belgium. It's very nearby. You can just take a bus, so it's like 4 hours or so. And so I went to Belgium for like a weekend, and because I can actually do it. So it's crazy. At first, like when we drove to Switzerland as well, I just realized we literally drove through like 3 countries. In like a couple of hours, and for me it was so, I was like, whoa, we just went through like this country, and for them it's so normal. And if I drive for like 11 hours in South Africa, I'm still gonna be in South Africa. So went to Switzerland and to Ireland and to Belgium, and we also did like a weekend trip to France, to Lille. which was also so beautiful.
Awesome.
And also I went to Italy, and
quite a bit. That's awesome.
I think like when you're there, you just don't think about it, just go wherever you want. Yeah. So it was so interesting to see how close the countries are to one another, but how completely different they are.
Yes.
So it's like literally this side of the border is completely different to that side.
Okay.
And even if you go from like the Netherlands to Germany, it's completely different. Like the landscape is completely different. You go from super flat to mountains, and something to see that. So, the traveling was really good, and it's really easy to travel. And
yes.
So I really enjoyed that.
You were on your program and you had your monthly check-ins and your monthly meetings with your area directors and with your au pair cluster. What were you doing for these meetings?
It was really fun. And I think like if anyone wants to au pair and like they are part of like the OVC program or like any program, like really they have to do the cluster meetings and meet other au pairs. It's very fun, and you meet a lot of new au pairs.
Yes.
So the first meeting we went ice skating, which was it was just so nice to get to know one another and just to have fun together.
Yes.
And so that was really cool, and you get a lot. And we also had first when I got there, we had like our orientation on that side. So I had orientation here before I went, and then like when I got there, we also had orientation, and there you also get to meet like a lot of other au pairs, and you also get to meet like the agency face to face, and you just really get to know them. So it really feels like you meet people. It's not like they are like super perfect.
Not a chore or whatever.
No, it's not like a chore at all. So it's not like, it's also not like a work. It is more like a life. So if that makes sense.
It's a little support system they have going on. Yeah, that's awesome.
So that was really nice. Or even if someone, so it's just like, okay guys, we are going to this place, who wants to come with? Or like, planning on going here, or we're all gonna go watch South Africa play rugby like at one place. So things like that. And so that was really nice. And also just to get to know one another's culture. So there's a lot of support, and it was good.
Cool. And then one last question before we say goodbye. What advice would you give to other au pairs that are looking to sign up for the Netherlands program?
So I think the crucial thing is to choose your family wisely. I know like the family also choose you, but you also have a say.
Yes.
Have an interview with the family and you do not feel that you connect, so even if they choose you, you can still you can still say, okay, you know what, I do not really think I connect with this family, and so you don't go for the first and the best family. For me, I had only one interview with one family. I had one family, so it was like kind of I had an interview with the family and we immediately clicked and we got along, and so for me it was really good. I'm really thankful that it was like that. But I've seen like so many au pairs who just said yes to a family because they were too scared that maybe they're not going to find a family, or maybe they do not match a family.
A lot of people rush it. They don't realize they do have time to take their time and interview find the family. That's
so crucial to just take your time, interview the family, and I think it's like a vice versa experience. You're interviewing them and they are interviewing you. So you have to fit. So if you do not fit, you're going to stay with the people for a year. So it's not nice to have like the conflict or any of that.
No, of course not.
I think like from the start, just kind of choose wisely, and just do not hesitate to go to places, or do not hesitate to do something new, or do something that is a bit like out of your comfort zone. And definitely if it's like in your boundaries, but like explore.
Yeah.
And, one thing I think, do not be afraid to travel alone. If you, so
okay.
So many people, like I saw some of the au pairs wouldn't do something because there's no one else to do something with. And
no, they must still go do it, enjoy it, make the most of it. Yeah.
You go do it. And like for me it was fine because I enjoy traveling alone, or I don't really mind. I can travel alone or with people, and it's both fine. But don't do not do something because you're the only one who's going to do it, or do not be afraid. Go on, even like do some research. If you go to a new place, do some research, learn a bit of the language, and just go for it, do it, have fun, but still be wise. Don't make like
silly.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I think also just like when you're in the family, when you're au pairing, just be yourself and really talk to the people. Like communication is super important. I think from the start, like really sit down with your host family and communicate with them, tell them, like, because I think it's so it's kind of difficult to really get to know the family like over Zoom or Skype or any online platform. So for me, it was so important to, like, the moment I get there, to really kind of observe how they do family life, and also to talk to them, to ask them what's their opinions about certain things, how would they go about like disciplining their children, and how do they handle certain situations and so on. So just talk, really, like talk to them.
I think that's some good advice. So thank you for taking time out your day to share a little bit of your story with us. To everyone else that's watching, please remember to like the video and subscribe below. Thank you.